live on the Facebook on Labor Day 2025. You guys, this year is moving fast. I cannot believe we are already in the ninth month. You know what that means? We have September, we have October, we have November, we have December. We are in the last third of 2025. And I don't know about you, but I still have a lot of things to do in 2025. And I'm betting you do too. So let's not get those things done, right? We have to focus and we have to be intentional, have clarity about what it is we need to do still before we get to the end of the year and just are like, what happened there, right? We don't want that. It's happened too many times in my number of decades that I have been alive. So I really, really, really can't stress enough that the discipline to just hunker down and get things done is super important for you, because I want you to have the best possible experience in your life. So we're going to do a couple of things. First is, let me make sure we are pinned to where we need to be pinned. I never see the comments, and I haven't figured it out, but that is something that I just know. I'm going to wake up one day and all the mysteries of Facebook will have been solved for me. But until then, I'm going to just keep doing what I need to be doing. And first off, I want to change out of my other profile because that's not going to do us any good. And I'm going to go live here. I already am live, but I'm going to pin it to, I got to get into the Empowering Champions. See, there's just the little things you got to do. And then pin it to featured. Okay. There we go. We got Kathy Case watching, Linda, and Gaia. Good morning, you guys. I'm happy you're here, and thank you for letting me pause for a minute and put that on there. Here, I'll put my phone to the side in case there are some messages, because if you're watching, you should say #live, and you should let me know you're here. If you're watching on the replay, you can do the same with a #replay, because it helps me out when I know you've been watching, and it also alerts the algorithm from that lovely Facebook, and that will allow us to communicate even more. So let's get started with today's live, the first one of September, and it is Worthy Women Who Win. And I know if you're watching this, you are a worthy woman, no doubt. But we are going to be emphasizing that to the max this month. And we are going to be kicking off September with the F of field. Now, field is, it could be your career, but it's also probably the business you own, or that passion, that mission you're on. It's the thing you do, most likely the thing you were designed to do. And it propels you, it motivates you, it's the fuel. It gives you the energy to do all the other things, right? And so when we focus on our field, we tend to have really strong results. Money is one thing, right? But fulfillment. And so that's going to be the other F, the silent F, if you will, the mindset F of our month of September. We're going to be covering field, and we're going to be covering fulfillment. Okay? And this is going to give you power, it's going to give you purpose, and it's going to help us celebrate a topic near and dear to my heart, which is our worthiness. Because this September is when I will be doing the Greatness Show on Worth. It is September 12th through the 14th. And there's going to be this huge coming of age, if you will, of the Empowering Champions community, because it's time, you guys, it's time for you to focus on the things that matter And this month, that's going to be your field. Whether that's your career or your calling or that business that you have been working on, even if you haven't gotten it going yet, that idea that you know you are meant to pursue. And then there's that fulfillment piece. And that is doing what matters most to you, to your soul, to your being, right? The thing that wakes you up in the morning because you're excited about it. And then there's the topic of worthiness, okay? It's the root of the belief that you are capable of winning in every area of your life, okay? And if you don't have that worthy piece, all of the rest of it doesn't really matter, because you can have all the accolades and the certificates. You could even have all the money and buy all the things. But if you don't have it at a foundation of worth, it's not going to satisfy. And when it doesn't satisfy you, nope, it just won't work, okay? So today we're going to talk about 3 things. These 3 points will help you to understand this month and the topics we're going to cover for sure. But we're going to stay in the lane of worthy women, because we all are worthy women. And we're going to focus on the win, okay? Worthy women who win. And the first point, if you can imagine, and Melissa, I see you've joined us, thank you for coming, is that she knows her worth, okay? This worthy woman, she feels it, okay? She doesn't wait for somebody to give her permission. She knows that she has the value that she needs. And not only knows it, but she understands that her value is not tied to anybody else's thought process of value, okay? It doesn't matter what outcome she produces. Her worth is internal, and it's a non-negotiable. And this is what sets the women apart. You see that woman that's like so out there, and you wonder what it is that she's doing or having that you don't have. A lot of times it's her sense of worth, okay? So when you know your worth, I like to say that I'm a child of God, for instance. As a child of God, I'm born into a family of royalty, right? If you were born into a family of royalty, wouldn't you have a sense of worth? You would naturally be like, okay, I am this thing. I have certain privileges and rights. Now, you may be thinking that this doesn't apply to me. Well, what if your dad was Bill Gates, right? If your dad was Bill Gates, chances are you would live a certain lifestyle, right? Because with him as your dad, there would be a given, and people would be like, wow, it's amazing what he's done for the computer industry, right? And there would be this sense of wonder about what you were capable of because of who you were a part of. So whether Bill Gates is your dad or God is your dad, do you feel centered in knowing that you are valuable? You know, whoever your dad is, that same principle applies. You are a magnificently created creature. I've said this before, I'll say it again. You've already won from the very beginning, right? You were the egg and the sperm that made it in that race of millions. You completed and popped into this world, and you're watching this today for a reason. It's not an accident that you're here. So keep that in mind, for sure. All right. Next point. First one, you know your worth, because it's true. And the second one is You stay in your field of favor. Ooh, okay. Now, a lot of people say drive in your lane, all of that stuff. Some of us don't have a car. We're not really sure what's going on. Everybody else is on the freeway and they're going 100 miles an hour, and you're off to the side. Maybe you have your thumb up. Maybe you're just watching going, what in the world? And you think your point is to like cross the road. Like that's what's happening. But it's not. You want to get on the freeway and you want to go your speed, but you want to pick a lane and stick to it. Okay, don't go in the fast lane or in the carpool when that isn't who you are yet. Okay, stay in the lane that makes the most sense for you where you are right now. And I know everybody else is like, no, play like the big guys, do all that stuff. Yeah, you're gonna fail if you hang out in those places initially. I'm not saying don't do it full out, but get there gradually. Like change lanes by looking over your shoulder. You just don't like go on and go across without noticing what you're doing. So your field of favor. Now this can be in your business, this can be in your career or that passion project. But you have to own your own space, and you work it with joy. You have a strategy, a plan. That's why we do the plan T, right? And you have incredible faith that it's going to work. You believe that what you are doing is meant to be the thing you do. That's what keeps you in alignment. That's what keeps you going towards true north, right? Is you stay in that place that is meant for you. This is what that authentic self is about. You are designed by God for a purpose, and when you come in there, in the space where you're meant to fit, it's such an easier way to live, right? Even if it's a stepping stone to where you want to go next. Like you might be like, well, I know I'm destined to this, but I can't yet, blah, blah, blah. But you can do the next step, the next thing to get you to the area where you want to go. And you're going to win in this by staying aligned with your values, with what's important, with being determined and I wanted to say obedient, like following the rules of the road, right? Because we all know what happens. Like the world would be chaos if none of us followed the rules of the road. There has to be some level of, we go this speed, we look over our shoulder when we change lanes, we put on our turn signal. There has to be some level of that, or it just doesn't work, right? So, the 3 points for being a woman who wins is knowing your worth, staying in your field of favor. And if you don't know your field of favor yet, then that's the perfect thing to reach out to me. We can help you get a plan. We can help you dig deeper on your why, on what juices you, on the things that matter in your world, right? If we're all designed for a particular thing, you probably have clues firing off around you as to what you're meant to do. And when you align with them, when you're on track, it isn't hard anymore. It's simple, it's fun, and it's enjoyable, okay? So that takes us to the third point that I wanted to make today, which is women who win pursue fulfillment, not just success, okay? So what does that mean, okay? Well, success without soul doesn't get you where you want to go, right? We all know people who have had lots of success, and a lot of people equate success with money. So if that's what you're thinking, then think about rich people who aren't necessarily happy, right? They're not fulfilled. They're not doing the thing that lights them up. So you don't want that, right? you want fulfillment. You want to feel like the thing that you're doing matters. So you can have this desire in your heart, and when you go after it, you feel satisfied inside. And this is done by pursuing or prioritizing purpose over pressure, right? I should do this, I should do that, I'm supposed to act a certain way or be a certain way. All those stories that you hear about people that are doing incredible things, most of them start with this fact that they didn't listen to other people. They went left when everybody else went right. And when people and even their friends and family told them this was never going to work, they didn't stop. So if there's something keeping you from doing the thing that you're meant to do, how could you prioritize that? How could you pause? Yeah, press the pause button like you do on the TV. Take that deep breath. Get in touch with who you are, who you want to be. What will make you really get in touch with what satisfies you, with what purpose you're going to align with at a level so deep that nothing's going to stop you. What anybody says, what anybody does, the rules, the regulations, all of that go to the wayside. And you instead celebrate a life that feels good. And it will look good to others as well at that point. You just have to get there first, right? That's the hard part. That's the belief in something that isn't there yet. And you do the work and the magic begins. Yeah. So, my friends, it's been so much fun being with you this morning and working with you and supporting you. I'm not seeing a lot of comments. I don't know why. This silly Facebook. I am getting some hearts though. I really hope that those of you that are able will be coming to the Greatness Show on Worth next week. It's going to be September 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's a 3-day event that I do, and this is a time for you to really get centered. I know it's fun. It's a circus theme. We do lots of metaphors, if you will, related to being in the circus. And I think you're going to understand it at a level that will touch your heart, because many of us feel like life is a circus. And if you've ever been to a circus before, it's really fun. You know, I have great memories of circuses. And there's all this stuff going on in the center of the stage. They call it a 3-ring circus because there are 3 acts going on at once. And everybody's watching what's going on in this one, but there might be something going on in that one and in the other. And that's kind of how life feels a lot. And you have to pull attention to the 3 circles that matter and keep your focus on the one where the action is happening at the time, while you're keeping the other things in motion. And that's what we learn in the Greatness Show on Worth, is what are our 3 circles? What are the 3 most important areas of our life? And how can we use that information to, increase our self-worth, to improve our net worth, to impact others in a way that we haven't had the chance to do yet? Those are the things we cover in the Greatness Show on Worth. And oh my gosh, I want you to be there. So if you want to be there, put win in the comments and we will get you all of the information. You can also go to the Greatness Show on worth.com and get your ticket. Love to have you there. Love to have you be a part of this big, exciting experience. Because last year when we did it, we had a great group and a great time. And I'd really love that to be your story for 2025 as we end the year, but also going into 2026. This is something you'll get to take with you for quite some time. All right. Love you much. Hope you have an incredibly blessed day, an incredibly blessed week. Remember, as we start the beginning of the month, that this is the time for you to get clear on what goals you're going to focus on in the month of September. You'll want to sit down and you'll want to dream about that life that you would love to have. And then you're going to back it up and say, on this list of all the things that I could do to have the most fantastic life possible, what could I do this month that would get me closer to that outcome? What's one project, one task, one step that you could take that would make you feel like you are becoming the person that you long to be, that would validate you, that would have evidence of you taking the actions necessary to reach your goals. When you do that in the month of September and you break it down into the 3 things that you are going to accomplish, and yeah, you're going to accomplish hundreds of things in the month of September, but the 3 that matter most to your hopes and dreams, the you in the future, those are the ones you're going to make sure that you make the time for. You can time block it out right now. You know, you got those 3 goals. Here are the steps, the milestones within those goals, the levels I have to reach. You can get there by slow and intentional actions throughout the month. And that's what I'm here to help you with. Sure, we do the events, we do the master classes, we have good time. But you have to do the work. And I'm here to encourage you, to empower you to believe that that work is possible. No matter what obstacle is in your way right now, you can do these things that will get you to that level that you're looking for. So don't give up on yourself the most. Pull on that inner worth. You deserve to have the best month. And as we get into the end of the year, you guys know I get kind of fanatical because what happens at the end of the year? We have the holidays, we have Christmas, life speeds up. The demands on us get stronger. So we have to get focused on the goals that we set for 2025. This month is the good one. The kids have gone to school. The chill is in the air. I'm already feeling it where we are. And this is the time to hunker down, because before you know it, those holidays will settle in. And so let's get everything taken care of right now. When is the right time to get started? It's right now. Don't delay, because October and November will be here before you know it. And we want to finish September strong. So I'm going to finish our live. Love you guys. I'm going to be on a lot this week as I push us into the Greatness Show on Worth. So don't forget to comment if that's something you'd like information on. And 1, 2, 3, you rock.